Hey, what's up? It's Valar. Hope everybody's doing awesome. I'm actually going to do a video today on Anax, um, but it's more like a public service announcement video. He's not that great. So I'm hoping in this video that if I did this, I can showcase it and actually recommend that he be changed because he's okay, and I would have thought he would be better than he is actually. And out of the new champions that I've done, he's by far the one I'm the most disappointed in. At this point, I do have one more to build in Chancellor Yasmin, but I think she'll actually be a little more useful than even he is because his AI sucks. Let's just put it at that. Put it there, and he's kind of hard to build. So I kind of waffled back and forth if I was actually even going to do this video after it because we were on Force Clan Boss. I did all the masteries on this guy today. And I went in there and I'm like, man, this sucks. Right? But I figured it'd be good to show this to help people to make sure if you get him, maybe don't get too excited and don't throw your books at him. I fully booked him and he takes 15 books, I believe. There's 4 there. What is there? 6 there. So we got 10 and we got another 5. Yeah, he takes 15 books. I fully booked the guy just thinking he'd be good. I want to see him fully booked. He prioritizes this Deadly Icarus ability right away. Now that ability is actually good, but there's some issues with prioritizing that right away with the way his kit works too. In Spider specifically on that regard, actually. But anyway, let's just go over his kit right now so I can show it real quick too. So he's got it. You'd think he'd be great in Clan Boss, and we're going to show him in a Clan Boss run. We're going to see how he does. He's okay, but he's definitely not great, right? So attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit has a 30% chance of placing a decreased defense for 2 turns. And you actually realize when you run him how low that 30% is. It's 35%. You put sniper on there, you get it up to 5. You get like 40%. It's a low chance at the decreased defense. Meh, right? That's kind of what I think on that one. Attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit has a 100% chance when booked of placing a decreased accuracy debuff and a 5% poison debuff for 3 turns. And it's because it's each hit, you can get 2 stacks of the poison on there on a 3-turn cooldown. So you could theoretically put permanent poisons up, which is actually really nice. So this ability is actually cool. And then this attacks one enemy, has a 100% chance of placing the weaken for 2 turns, heals by 50% of the damage inflicted on a 3-turn cooldown. And then his passive places a 60% increased defense buff on him for 2 turns when HP drops below 75%. And then does increase attack on him for 2 turns when his HP drops below 50%. And then he's got this thing which can really screw him up if you're not running him in like a unkillable comp. I'm going to show him with a Batman Eater comp just because I figured, okay, I want to see what he can do in that comp. Most people aren't going to have that comp, but it's really not going to work in like your traditional comps. If the HP goes below 10%, he gives himself an extra turn. The cycling can get all off from all that stuff too. So, okay. Right, whatever. So let's actually look at his artifacts here that I put on. He's actually hard to build too. Hard to build in the fact the guy's speed is terrible. He has terrible speed. 90, right? Now I know there's some 85 and all this stuff, but this is one of the lower base speeds in the game. So for you to even use him in this comp is going to be super hard anyway. And it's just like, oh man. Now I actually tried to stack him as much damage as I could. It's not a ton of damage, but I wanted to go crit rate, crit damage, as much attack as I could. So I wasn't concerned with a traditional build. I just wanted to see what he could do with something like this. 29,000 HP, 3,300 attack. Defense doesn't matter in this case. And his defense is actually pretty low and hard to scale anyway. 224 speed, 96 crit rate, so just under 100. 200 crit damage. Resistance doesn't matter. And 277 accuracy. Even with the 277 accuracy, I was finding because it was a low chance he's not really landing the decreased defense that much. Maybe I had some bad RNG or something, but we're gonna show it again. But I put an accuracy banner on here: speed, defense, crit damage. I put the crit damage on there with some accuracy because, like I said, I wanted to pump as much damage as I could. Attack ring with attack you weren't going to run him like this if you were going to try to use him in a traditional comp setup. I just feel like at this point, running Rosin with a poisoner, dedicated poisoner, is actually a better choice, like a Frozen Banshee. Uh, that's what I would choose because Rosin's a free-to-play fusion, technically free-to-play. But anyway, Rosin's easier. Rosin's free-to-play fusion, right? And then eventually you could probably pull a Frozen Banshee and just run them together. And I think that'll outshine him big time. So I'm a little disappointed in how this guy works. So we're going to go do the Clam Boss video. I tried him out in a couple dungeons, and he's nothing special, really. And actually, even he was a liability in Spider for me. With the Sir Nick with shields and stuff like that, too. So I wouldn't use him there. This is my opinion. There's better options, is kind of how I feel. So speed right here with this perception set. I put 2-piece perception for the accuracy, more speed gear to pump up the speed as much as I could. Attack percentage here, crit rate here, speed with speed and crit damage and everything. Speed, crit damage, really good piece there, triple crit damage. I am going to take this off him to put it on somebody better at some point. But anyway, and then let's actually look at the masteries. I just kind of went real traditional. War Master, go down here, get War Master, do whatever you want on the rest of the stuff, right? Don't necessarily use, you don't want the arcane celerity and all this turn meter stuff. I did put this extra thing to maybe get his skills off a cooldown to just see if a random skill would come off cooldown. Maybe not a great idea to have that too either. But anyway, Sniper and then Master Hexer and going down the accuracy tree. So we're just going to run him in this Clam Boss and kind of see what he does. That's actually it. And then we'll call it a video. So I'm not going to have you sit through the whole Clam Boss run. I'm going to show at the beginning I'm replacing Dracomorph with this guy. Not that you would ever do that, but that is actually like, I don't think he can outshine a Dracomorph by any stretch of the imagination. So let's actually just see what he can do here. If at all anything worthwhile, it's going to be okay. But it's really the other setup that's driving this, not him, right? So, but this will show him. And the sad thing is, I don't think he's going to work for most people, actually. That's actually the sad thing. So now we're just going to click auto, and I think he's going to prioritize this. No, excuse me. He's going to prioritize the poison thing first. Yep. Okay, so he did get the 2 stacks up, which is kind of cool. So 2 stacks up, and one of them only hit for 2 turns, which is funny, because it's the way it reads, it's a 3-turn. The way that should have been 3 for both of them, shouldn't it? I mean, that's another thing. I'm not. Maybe I'm wrong here. So that's very possible. I'm not sitting here reading a Raid Shadow Legends Bible all day long, right? I actually have other obligations besides this. So it's like there's like I could have swore that the way the kid said is 3 turns of the poison. Why did one only give us 2 and one gave us 3? That seems a little bit weird. But hey, he did land a decreased defense there, I believe. Yeah, he did. So we'll let it run for a couple minutes here, and then I'll just come in at the end and show the main numbers. So he's got the weaken up. So we got decreased accuracy doesn't matter on the Clam Boss for this setup. It could be good for like stuns and things like that, or other dungeons, potentially with Spider. Decreased accuracy. So there we go. That's what I was thinking was going to happen. Everything is 3 turns right there. I don't know what happened the last time. But let's see if he can proc some of these decreased defenses. He did there. So maybe I just had a bad RNG run when I was testing him out before, because he was not proccing anywhere near this. Probably 12 turns, and I saw him proc it once. That's how bad it was before. So hopefully he'll proc it again after I'm gonna wait till this one falls off, and then I'm actually gonna see if he can proc another one, and then we'll just come in at the end, kind of see what he does. All right. So I mean, I feel like if you're going to have the Batman Eater setup, though, you're probably going to have way different champions that you build besides him. Like, you don't really need him, is what I feel like. Most likely, if you're able to run Batman Eater, you are running somebody else here. I even prefer to run Fane here, obviously. But you got a Dracomorph. You're going to run a Dracomorph, So, this isn't necessarily the most fair way to showcase him, but I'm actually... I don't know. somewhat underwhelmed by the guy. That's kind of how I feel. So I figured I wanted to get the video out to just show that too. All right, weaken again. So I guess the 5% is actually proccing a little bit more there, or the way the cooldowns work is with the speed. But okay, yeah, he's running his abilities a bunch, cycling through those. So okay, come on now, one more. I just want him to see his A1. No, that's the weaken again. Oh, it's not his ability. It's because of Painkeeper. Jeez. All right. It's like midnight when I'm recording this. I have to record blocks. There we go. We got so he is landing decreased defense way more. So that was probably just bad RNG I had in the run before. So I'm gonna let this play through. I will come back in when this is over with, and then we'll just end the video. Okay, so this just shows he sucks. Even in this comp, he sucks because that 10% turn thing just completely messes him up totally. Unfortunately, I'm going to go... Maybe some people aren't going to like this, but I'm going to go out on a limb right now and actually say he's a vault guard. Stick him in the vault for right now because I actually believe there's just better options. And you would have think that he'd be shining Clan Boss, but unfortunately... I don't think he's going to. Maybe in like a speed team or something like that with some healing is the only thing I could really think of that would make him shine. Maybe, go ahead, bash me in the comments if you think I'm just totally way off with that. But my opinion is don't build him. Build other champions right now. Some of the other new ones are more superior to him. He's built like a one-trick pony, and he doesn't even do the one trick that good anyway. So, thanks so much for checking it out. I'll be back soon. Please like and subscribe. Cheers.